Picture this. It's a rainy, miserable Monday morning in New York City, 2025. The sky is a bruised shade of grey, and the streets are a chaotic mess, horns blaring, people shoving past each other, umbrellas colliding like clumsy swords in a medieval battle. You're stuck in the middle of it all, late for work, your coffee spilling down your shirt, your boss texting you in all caps, "Where are you?" Your heart's pounding, your stomach's in knots, and the guy next to you on the subway is yelling into his phone about a deal gone wrong. Anxiety's got you in a chokehold, and you're wondering, how did my life get like this? Why does it feel like I'm drowning in a sea of chaos, just another faceless drone in the crowd? You look around, and everyone seems to be in the same boat, heads down, eyes glued to screens, shuffling along like sheep in a herd, blindly following the path laid out for them. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Pay the bills, smile at the boss, don't make waves. It's suffocating, isn't it? You feel small, powerless, like a cog in a machine that doesn't care if you break. But deep down, there's a spark, a whisper in your gut that says, "This isn't me. I'm more than this. I could be more than this." Hold on to that spark, my friend, because today we're diving into the wild, untamed world of Friedrich Nietzsche, man, who'd look at this mess, laugh in its face, and tell you to rise above it. Nietzsche, the German philosopher with a mustache that could start a revolution, wasn't here for the sheep life. He saw the world for what it is, a raw, chaotic, beautiful battleground where you've got to decide, do you blend in with the herd, or do you become the wolf? Welcome to Be the Wolf Among Sheep, Nietzsche. Grab a seat, buckle up, and let's unleash the beast within you. To understand Nietzsche, we've got to step back to the 19th century Prussia, 1844 to be exact. Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche was born in a small town called Rocken, in a world that was anything but calm. Europe was a pressure cooker. Industrialization was turning cities into smoky, crowded jungles. Old monarchies were crumbling, and the church's grip on people's minds was loosening. Science was challenging God, and revolutions were brewing like storms on the horizon. It was a time of tension, uncertainty, and possibility, a perfect breeding ground for a mind like Nietzsche's. His father, Karl Ludwig, was a Lutheran pastor, a man of faith who preached love, humility, and obedience. But here's the twist. Karl died when Friedrich was just 5, leaving young Nietzsche to grapple with a world where the voice of God felt distant, maybe even silent. His mother, Franziska, was devout, raising Friedrich and his sister in a strict Christian household, surrounded by hymns and prayers. But even as a kid, Nietzsche was different, curious, intense, scribbling poems and questioning everything. Why does God let good people die? He'd wonder, staring at his father's grave. That seed of doubt, planted early, would grow into a forest of radical ideas. Fast forward to his teens. Nietzsche was a brainy kid, diving into classics, music, and philosophy at a fancy boarding school called Pforta. He was the kind of guy who'd stay up late reading Greek tragedies while his classmates were sneaking beers. By his 20s, he was a professor at the University of Basilea, a professor at 24, no big deal. But the ivory tower wasn't enough for him. His health was a wreck. Migraines, stomach issues, and vision problems plagued him, and the stuffy academic life felt like a cage. The Franco-Prussian War of 1870 didn't help. Nietzsche volunteered as a medic, saw blood and chaos up close, and came back broken in body but blazing in spirit. Then came the turning point. In the 1880s, exiled from the classroom, Nietzsche wandered the mountains of Switzerland and Italy, a lone wolf with a pen, hammering out books like Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Beyond Good and Evil, and The Birth of Tragedy. He was sick, broke, and often alone, but he was free to stare into the abyss and write what he saw. Society was a mess, he thought. People clinging to old morals, blind faith, and a slave mentality that kept them small. He'd look at our subway scene today. Your stress, the crowd, the noise, and say, "This is the herd." And you, my friend, can be so much more. Let's unpack how. Nietzsche's ideas are like a lightning bolt to the soul-jarring, dangerous, and electrifying. He didn't write for the timid, he wrote for the bold, the dreamers, the ones ready to break free. Let's dive into his big concepts and see how they turn you from a sheep into a wolf. Imagine you're back on that subway, crushed between strangers, feeling like life's punching bag. Nietzsche would grab you by the shoulders and say, "Wake up, you've got a force inside you, the will to power." This isn't about bossing people around or flexing muscles. The will to power is your drive to grow, to create, to become the best version of yourself. It's the raw energy that says, "I'm not just surviving this rat race, I'm here to shape it, to master it." Think of a guy like Alex, a 30-something barista I made up for this story. Alex pours lattes day in, day out, dreaming of opening his own coffee shop. The herd tells him, "Stay safe, keep the job, don't risk it." Society's rules, bills, expectations, fear of failure chain him down. But Nietzsche's will to power whispers, "Why just pour coffee? Build something. Risk it all. Create a legacy." Alex feels that fire, that urge to rise above the grind. It's not about power over others. It's power over his own fate. Nietzsche saw this as the essence of life. Every plant, animal, and human strives to expand, to thrive, to say, "I am here and I matter." Now, picture your life. That spark you felt earlier, the one screaming, "I'm more than this," that's your will to power. Maybe you're stuck in a dead-end job, a toxic relationship, or just a rut of monotony. Nietzsche's yelling, "Don't bow to the herd. Harness that energy. Build, fight, become." It's not easy, life's a storm. And the herd's comfortable, but the wolf in you thrives on the challenge. Are you ready to fan that flame? Here's where Nietzsche gets wild. He dreamed up the Übermensch, the overman, or superhuman, a person who breaks free from the herd, creates their own values, and lives life on their own terms. Back in the 19th century, Nietzsche saw people clinging to Christian morality or society's rules, like sheep huddling for warmth. He called this herd morality, a one-size-fits-all code that says, "Be humble, obey, don't stand out." But Nietzsche, he spat on that. "God is dead," he famously wrote in Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Not just a jab at religion, but a battle cry. The old crutch is God. Tradition, conformity are gone. You're free to build your own path. Let's bring this to life. Meet Sarah, a fictional 40-year-old mum and accountant. She's good at her job, loves her kids, but feels empty. Society tells her, this is it, raise the family, crunch the numbers, be content. But at night, she sketches designs for bold, edgy clothing stuff the herd would never wear. The sheep in her says, "Stick to the script, Sarah. Don't rock the boat." Then Nietzsche's voice booms through, "Become the Übermensch, ditch the herd's rules, create your own meaning." So, Sarah starts small posts, her designs online, gets a few likes, then a flood. She quits her job, launches a brand, and suddenly she's not just a mum or an accountant, she's a creator, a wolf, living a life she defined. The Übermensch isn't a superhero with a cape. It's you saying, "I won't let the world tell me who to be." Nietzsche knew it's terrifying, society's a comfy cage, and breaking out means facing the unknown. But he'd ask you, right now, staring at that spilled coffee on your shirt, why settle for the herd's path? Why not be the wolf bold, unique, crafting your own destiny? What's your dream buried under the weight of shoulds? The Übermensch in you is begging to come out. Now, Nietzsche throws a curveball that'll make your head spin. Imagine you're in bed tonight, exhausted from that chaotic day, and a demon slips into your room. He whispers, "This life, every moment, every spilled coffee, every angry boss, every laugh, every tear, you'll live it again and again, forever. Exactly the same. Eternal recurrence." Would you scream in horror or leap up and say, "Bring it on"? Nietzsche dropped this mind-bender to shake you up. He's not saying it's literally true, maybe it is, maybe not, but it's a test. Can you love your life enough to live it on repeat, infinitely? Let's paint a picture. Jake's a 25-year-old delivery guy, racing through traffic, dodging rain, hating his life. He's mad at the world, low pay, rude customers, no time for fun. Then Nietzsche's demon haunts him. Jake, this day the 7th of June, 2025, the rain, the yelling, the exhaustion replays forever. What do you do? The herd Jake groans. No way, I'd rather die. But Nietzsche leans in. Embrace it, Jake, love the chaos. Make this life so bold, so yours, that you'd relive it with joy. So, Jake starts small cracks jokes with customers, blasts music in his van, saves cash to chase his passion for photography. Suddenly, this day isn't a slog, it's a canvas. He's not a sheep drifting through, he's a wolf owning every second. This is Nietzsche's gut punch. Stop sleepwalking through life. The herd drifts, whining about the rain, the boss, the grind. The wolf grabs the moment, good, bad, ugly, and says, "This is mine and I'll make it epic. Look at your day, your stress, your wins, your messes. Could you love it enough to live it forever?" Nietzsche's betting the wolf in you can. Here's where Nietzsche gets dangerous, and I love it. In Beyond Good and Evil, he tortures the idea of fixed good and evil. The herd clings to rules, don't lie, be nice, follow the law handed down by religion, society, whoever. Nietzsche calls this slave morality, born from the weak to control the strong. He says the world isn't that simple. Good and evil aren't universal. They're shackles. The wolf doesn't obey the herd's codate questions. It creates, it decides. Picture Mia, a 35-year-old lawyer, stressed out on that subway with you. She's honest, plays by the rules, but her firm's shady pushing her to bend ethics for big clients. The herd says, "Stay good, Mia, don't rock the boat." But Nietzsche growls, "Go beyond good and evil. What serves your power, your purpose?" Mia digs deep. She sees the good of loyalty to her firm is chaining her to a lie. So, she quits, starts her own practice, fights for real justice on her terms. She's not evil, not good by the book, she's a wolf, free, defining her own right and wrong. Nietzsche's not saying be a jerk, cheat, or hurt people for fun. He's saying the herd's morality might not fit you. The world's messy, sometimes honesty costs you, sometimes kindness weakens you. The wolf asks, "What drives my will to power? What builds my Übermensch?" You've got to wrestle with that, my friend. What rules are holding you back? Are you ready to break them and howl your own truth? One more gem. Nietzsche's famous line, "If you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you." Life's a dark, chaotic void sometimes, your subway mess, a breakup, a failure. The herd runs from it, numbing out with television, booze, or scrolling. Nietzsche says, stare it down. Face the pain, the fear, the unknown. Inside you, there's a beast raw, wild, hungry for life. Don't cage it. Don't tame it, dance with it. Be the lion, fierce and bold. Be the fox, cunning and quick. The wolf among sheep doesn't flinch at the abyss. It grows from it. Let's story this up. Tom's a 50-year-old salesman, laid off after 20 years, staring at bills, an empty fridge, and a mirror of doubt. The herd says, "You're done, Tom. Settle, beg for any job." The abyss of failure glares back terrifying. Nietzsche whispers, "Look deeper, Tom. Your beast is in there." So, Tom faces it, admits he hated sales, loved fixing cars. He trains, opens a garage, and roars back to life. The abyss didn't swallow him. It forged him into a wolf. You've got an abyss too, maybe. It's that anxiety from the subway, a dream you buried, a fear you dodge. Nietzsche's daring you. Gaze into it. Find your beast. Let it loose. Are you sheep or are you wolf? Let's zoom out. Nietzsche's 19th century chaos wars, crumbling beliefs, shifting power sounds a lot like 2025, doesn't it? Social media's a circus. Influencers peddling herd morality. Buy this, look like this, think this. Politics is a shouting match. Corporations herd us into cubicles, and stress chews us up. Nietzsche would stroll through our world, twirl his mustache, and laugh. The herd's still here, he'd say, bowing to likes, laws, and lies. Where are my wolves? He'd see you, though spilling coffee, feeling that spark. The herd's strong. Ads tell you what to want. Bosses tell you what to do. Friends guilt you into fitting in. But Nietzsche's philosophy cuts through. Your will to power burns. Your Übermensch waits. Eternal recurrence challenges you to love this messy life. Beyond good and evil, you can break free. The abyss, it's yours to conquer. Let's get real. The tension you felt this morning, rushing, worrying, blending in, it's not new. Nietzsche grew up in a world of war and dogma, and he saw people crumble under it. He was sick, poor, and shunned, yet he wrote like a man on fire. His books got him labeled a madman, a nihilist, a danger. And yeah, he went mad in 1889, collapsed in Turin, hugging a horse, some say, broken by illness or genius. He died in 1900, but his ideas? They're alive, howling, ready to wake you up. So, here we are, back on that rainy subway, the 7th of June, 2025. You're soaked, stressed, and the herd's pressing in. Nietzsche's voice cuts through the noise. Be the wolf among sheep. What does that mean for you, right now? Let's break it down, real and raw, with stories to light the way. 1. Ignite your will to power. You're not just a worker, a student, a parent, you're a force. Find your drive. Alex, our barista, did it, saved every tip, sketched his coffee shop plan, opened it by 2026. You've got a dream, writing a book, starting a business, traveling the world. Feel that urge, that fire. Don't let the herd smother it with be practical or not now. Action step. Tonight, write one goal, big, bold, yours. Take one step tomorrow, research, a call, a sketch. The wolf doesn't wait, it moves. 2. Become your Übermensch. Stop living the herd script. Sarah ditched accounting for fashion, built a life she loves. You can too. The herd says, settle down, get the 9 to 5, don't stand out. Nietzsche says, create your values. Maybe you say no to a soul-sucking job, yes to a passion, painting, coding, volunteering. Action step. Ask, what's my rule, not theirs. Try one bold move this week, wear that weird outfit, pitch that idea, be you. The wolf doesn't blend, it shines. 3. Embrace eternal recurrence. Love your life, mess and all. Jake turned delivery days into art, snapping photos, building a future. This day, rain, stress, spills could loop forever. Make it worth it. Smile at the chaos, dance in the rain, own it. Action step. End today with one moment you'd relive, call a friend, cook a killer meal, laugh hard. The wolf doesn't curse the storm, it howls in it. 4. Go beyond good and evil. Question the rules. Mia left a shady firm, built her own justice. The herd's good might trap you staying quiet, pleasing everyone. Nietzsche dares you, what's your truth? Maybe you speak up at work, end a draining tie. Take a risk, not cruel but bold. Action step. Spot one should holding you back, skip it, test your path. The wolf doesn't obey, it decides. 5. Face the abyss, unleash the beast. Tom stared down job loss, found his roar in a garage. Your abyss, fear, doubt, pain isn't the end. It's the forge. Don't run with the sheep, face it. Lost a job? Learn a skill. Heartbroken? Grow stronger. Action step. Name your abyss. Today write it down. Stare at it. Plan one move to fight back. The wolf doesn't flee, it hunts. Let's wrap this with you as the hero. It's 6 p.m., the 7th of June, 2025. You're off the subway, home, still wet, but that spark's alive. The herd's out there, scrolling, complaining, drifting. Nietzsche's in your ear. Be the wolf. You sit, journal in hand, and write, I'm done being small. I want to. Your dream start a band, move to the mountains, teach kids. You feel the will to power surge, the Übermensch rising. You grin, thinking, I'd live this crazy day against spills and all. You question the herd's rules. Why stay here? Why play safe? The abyss of fear stares back, but your beast growls, ready to leap. Tomorrow, you act small, bold, wolf-like. You research, you try, you adapt. The world's chaotic, not a utopia, Nietzsche knew it. Sheep follow, wolves lead. You're not perfect, not a villain, not a saint. You're you fierce, free, alive. So, my friend, here we are. The rain's still falling, life's still messy, but Nietzsche's lit a fire. He'd laugh at our 2025 herd phones, hustle, conformity, and dare you to break free. Be the wolf among sheep. Harness your will, become your Übermensch, love your life, ditch the old rules, face the dark. It's dangerous, sure, Nietzsche's no cozy bedtime story. Ignore him, and you're safe, a sheep. Embrace him, and you risk everything for greatness. What's it gonna be? I see that spark in you, that beast pacing. The subway's behind you, the world's ahead. Grab your life, howl your truth, and run with the wolves. Nietzsche's watching, mustache twitching, cheering you on. Go be epic.